Hello to all movie buffs viewers. Recently, news regarding the parties of American rapper Diddy has left the public stunned by the dark underbelly of the glamorous entertainment industry. Coincidentally, 2024 saw the release of a thriller exploring similar themes. Focusing on the debauched festivities of the ultra-rich, this is a film that will surely give anyone goosebumps. Blink Twice, the directorial debut of actress Zoe Kravitz, has achieved unexpected success by touching upon burning contemporary issues, violence, manipulation, and a narrative that only grows darker by the minute. The phrase "blink twice if you're in danger" serves as a wake-up call for those blinded by outward glitz, while illustrating the immense, terrifying power that money can afford an individual. Beyond its direct message, Blink Twice poses a sensitive and risky question about the trauma survivors of abuse must endure. Is there a way to truly recover from pain, or is avoidance and revenge the only path to solace? Please note, the content of Blink Twice may not be suitable for all viewers, so please consider carefully before continuing. If you're ready or don't mind spoilers, let's dive right in. First, as usual, let's look at the surface of the story. We follow Frida, a cocktail waitress who, like many social media users, admires Slater King, a famous tech billionaire. Through news snippets, we learn he is embroiled in controversies regarding violence and misconduct. However, this doesn't seem to bother Frida. Even though her best friend Jess sneaks in dresses so they can crash a high society party, our girl coincidentally gets the chance to approach her idol. Handsome, wealthy, and incredibly gentle with women, Slater King causes Frida to drop her guard completely, leading her to join him on a secluded private island for a vacation. With their phones confiscated to prevent distractions from the mainland, Frida, Jess, and their new friends party relentlessly, from dawn till dusk. They lounge by the pool, enjoy gourmet meals, and drink until they lose track of time. It appears to be a paradise, where they needn't worry about money, time, or work. However, Frida begins to notice gaps in her memory. Occasionally, she forgets how to get back to her room, or what happened the night before. From here, horrific secrets begin to unravel. First is the disappearance of Jess, which strangely, none of the other girls remember. Second are the unexplained bruises and dirt trapped under their fingernails. Following the clues, they discover gift bags containing a perfume made from a plant that grows only on the island, the Desideria. Just a few sprays are enough to cause amnesia. Thus, under the cover of night, the men are free to indulge in their depravity without consequence. After committing their crimes, they simply wash the victims, tuck them into bed, and a carbon copy day begins the next morning. Paradise by day, a screaming hell after dinner. Frida realizes she is trapped among monsters. Accidentally discovering that snake venom can counteract the perfume, Frida and the only other conscious guest, Sarah, secretly mix the green drink into the alcohol, thereby restoring the horrific memories of the women. That night, a bloody war erupts between the men who thought they held the upper hand and the victims fueled by pure resentment. Blood, tears, and hatred mix in a high-tension finale. Boldly exposing ugly truths, Blink Twice is a direct critique of the elite, those who use privilege to commit evil. It shows us that power is directly proportional to an individual's wealth. From the start, the scandals surrounding Slater King almost betrayed his true nature. Yet as we see, his parties proceeded smoothly. Why? Because he has enough money to cover everything up. By buying an entire island and building a luxury, isolated estate, Slater King makes us realize that the corruption within the ultra-rich is far more terrifying than street crime. They are like kings in their own private kingdoms. In the film, the disparity between the elite men and the girls is symbolized through chickens and the act of hunting. On the island, poultry is kept in coops. Occasionally, one or two escape, only to be caught and turned into dinner. The girls are the same, trapped in a giant cage with hunters who intentionally let them run just to catch them again for sport. According to photos Frida finds, Slater's debauched parties have been held for years, hosting many VIP guests with perfume gift bags to erase the victims' memories. By the end of the film, this ring hasn't been busted, speaking to a terrifying truth. Crimes committed by those at the top of the power ladder are incredibly hard to trace. Looking at the luxury at the start, one could never guess how much of it is a facade. This is likely why the sculpture, The Gates of Hell by Auguste Rodin, is placed prominently in the room, depicting Dante's journey into the depths of the inferno. Perhaps the true nature of these parties is indeed hell. Regarding Channing Tatum's character, one thing inseparable from the billionaire is the color red. From the chair he sits in at the beginning, to the island villa, the luxury gift bags, and even his corporate logo, it is a striking hue. Slater King's red attracts girls like Frida, wrapping him in a polished appearance. Conversely, red represents blood and danger. The memory-erasing liquid is red, and the flowers used to create it, the desideria, appear in almost every frame. These flowers signify that Slater King controls the women's entire memory. Everywhere they go, they see his red. The flowers mask the true memories of abuse. However, no power lasts forever, and the men underestimated their victims. If you notice, in the party scene, Frida wears a red dress, and earlier, a red backpack. The finale confirms that Frida had actually been Slater's prey for 2 years, nicknamed the Red Rabbit. Therefore, the color red also exists within her. When pushed to the brink, she is as ruthless as anyone. After dosing the girls with snake venom to reclaim their memories, all that red is returned to the monsters in the form of their own blood. As for Frida, she pumps the perfume into Slater's vape, causing his memory to vanish instantly with every puff. In the final scene, Frida is legally married to Slater, having seized his entire fortune and keeping him by her side as a harmless puppet. Echoing a line from earlier in the film, it seems success truly is the sweetest revenge. Yet, it is this ending that shows power as an endless cycle of suffering. In one dialogue, Slater reveals a childhood of abuse. Highly likely, this psychological trauma formed his extremist personality. Now, Frida becomes a second Slater, using victimhood as fuel for the machinery of violence. The victim becomes the perpetrator, and the perpetrator becomes the victim. Power and corruption spread from one person to the next. The strong hold the reins, the weak are bound. Does Slater deserve punishment? 1,000 times yes, but that doesn't justify Frida's actions in lobotomizing him and taking his money. The party at the end shows that after all the chaos, everything returns to the starting point. Hell welcomes a new sinner to the red chair, and the game of cat and mouse continues. Only the hunter and prey have swapped places, a tragic eternal loop. Is there any other way to end this cycle besides picking up a knife and demanding a debt in blood? In the film, each character represents a different reaction to pain. Beyond Frida's revenge, we have Stacy, Slater's sister. Unlike the other girls, she seems to voluntarily use the perfume to forget the past. Stacy doesn't want to remember her abusive childhood, nor the present where her brother is a filthy criminal. Hiding behind a dream, she chooses ignorance. Another character similar to Stacy is Lucas. Although he is a guest there for pleasure, he cannot stomach the madness. But instead of speaking out, Lucas chooses silence, neither participating nor protesting, out of fear of being implicated. As Slater said, forgetting is a gift. If Slater said sorry now, would we forgive him? Surely no one is that magnanimous. But revenge like Frida's isn't the way either. So is the only choice to forget? The brilliance is that this question applies not just to the girls, but to Slater himself. He knows he cannot forgive the one who abused him as a child, so he pretends all the sadness doesn't exist. Deep down, Blink Twice poses a difficult question. If pain is irreversible, even if the culprit is punished, should we choose to forget? If victims remember nothing, are they happier? This is mirrored by the perfume and the snake venom. The thing used to deceive the mind looks beautiful and smells sweet. The thing representing the truth is bitter, hard to swallow, and poisonous. Truth is ugly. One of Slater's lines becomes haunting when he tells a client to strike hard because the greater the trauma, the more the victim wants to forget. This reminds us of real-life abuse cases where it takes a long time for survivors to speak out. They too are like the girls in Blink Twice, choosing the fragrance of the bright red desideria to forget the nightmare. Forgetting or obsession, facing it or avoiding it. It's unclear if the film was censored in Vietnam, but the scenes of Slater's morbid parties are violent, triggering an instinct to close our eyes and run away. Blink Twice succeeds in reminding the audience how immense the pain of abuse is, something outsiders will never understand or have the right to judge. However, looking directly at the problem, if everyone chooses to forget and avoid, people like Slater will only grow more powerful. Despite almost all dying, the girls still fought back, because forgetting is only temporary. When the trance passes, the pain only grows. Interestingly, the drink that restores memory was made by an old woman on the island. The Though acting like a fool, she secretly helps Frida, constantly reminding her who she is. Living among criminals with no power, she remains conscious of the truth. When Slater's house burns, she laughs with glee. Therefore, even if speaking out is the hardest thing in the world, it remains the only way. We don't know how many parties like Slater's are hiding in the shadows, but the exposures in recent years prove the public is becoming more aware. Tense and meticulously crafted, the Battle of the Girls in Blink Twice reminds those like Slater, Diddy, or Harvey Weinstein that their perfume will never be enough. There will always be those who choose to drink the venom of the snake. Everyone will remember very clearly what they have done, and will do everything to ensure it never happens again.